Greetings, cyberspace cadets. It's Irate Prostate here, and we're open for another episode of Hot Takes on Netflix. And I'm here today with my beautiful assistant, Big Fat Brian. How you doing today, man?
Pretty good. What's going on, fam?
Prostate here, and we're open for another episode. Yep. And so you having a good day today?
Yes, I am. Well, it's been a rather long day, to be honest. I had to finish up that Jessica Jones there.
That's right. And then we're pulling up, we did see Jessica Jones, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. T-Tech says, no! And we're going to kind of concur with that for the moment being. I'm going to go ahead and load in the main phase. We'll be running slides of the show throughout the season, and the way this thing usually goes is Brian and I talk about it. T-Tac, if you're not at work and you want to come in and hang out with us, we'll pull you in the last hour and we'll talk. All right. Anybody else? Yes, sir. The one and only T-Tac.
T-Tac's just mad because he's only on episode 3 of season 2.
Oh, okay. Sorry, dude. We're going to spoil the fuck out of this one for you.
I know.
Yeah. All right, so Dual Wield says yes. All right, and what we're gonna, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but we've got a new addition to the stream, and it's called music. So
oh,
that pesky shit we call dead air is going to be no longer a nuisance or an embarrassment to us. So the only embarrassments and nuisances will be you and I or the people in the chat. Depending on what's what.
I think we got it covered then.
You know we do, man. Okay, so all right, Marvel's Jessica Jones through Netflix. This series was started with critical acclaim last year. The first season went by, was very jam-packed. There's a real noir aspect to it. Jessica Jones is this hardcore alcoholic who is a private eye, but she is also imbued with superpowers that are kind of vague. It's more like just super strength at times, because there's times when I think, well, that bitch should be able to outrun a car, don't you think? You know, my brain goes to places like that when I'm watching this episode, especially the second season. I don't know, man. What does your brain say, man?
I mean, if you have super strength, shouldn't you be able to just like sort of jump at a car pretty quick?
Exactly, you know? Or jump in front of it and punch your hand through the engine block and do something.
Exactly.
I don't know. There's some inconsistencies with that shit. You know, like how does she bust her hand if she just punches through a plaster wall? You know.
Yeah. I was gonna bring that up too. That was.
Speaking of, it's that slide was showing right there, and then there's this lady, and we're going to talk about her a little bit more. But just to go over some of the deals about Jessica Jones, the comic debuted as Alias and became Alias Investigations in the 90s. As a matter of fact, I've got the first 9-issue run of that, and mint condition.
Oh wow!
Yeah, in my collection back here. So I never even read it. I just bagged it and boarded it and put it up as soon as I got it. So, but hey, I'm Brady, and I see Sir Adamantine is in the audience. I'm going to say hey to my bud there. What's up? Jacob Navo says hello. And
what's going on, Jacob?
All right, so we got the fam going on in here. Shoot, man. All right, so here's the cast. I'm gonna rattle off the cast while I got it in my head and my mind. I won't put on my glasses and shit so I can read like I'm an old fucker, and I don't smell toast. Okay.
Don't lie to me, Irate. You smell toast.
That's between me and Sir Adamantine. I'm not smelling it today. I'll put it that way. Krysten Ritter, of course, plays the lead character, Jessica Jones. Rachael Taylor plays Patricia Trish Walker, or Patsy Walker. Okay, I'm going to come back to her. All right, Eka Darville plays Malcolm Ducasse. J.R. Ramirez plays Oscar Aracho. Terry Chen plays Price Chang. Leah Gibson plays Inez Green. She's a fantastic actress, by the way, and sexy as hell. I'm going to get back to her, too. Carrie-Anne Moss is returning as the lawyer, Jerry Hogarth. And Janet McTeer. I've seen this actress a couple of times, but they've given her the lead part of playing the main character's mother. You'd think they'd give that to somebody with a little more acting experience in a lead role, and maybe she has. I don't know, the mom.
You mean somebody that isn't a wooden log?
Yeah, and somebody that just like who the fuck is that? I mean that and she looks like if Glenn Close had been hit in the face by some kind of like
ugly stick.
Yeah, go ahead and say that.
Yeah.
Say ugly stick like 3 or 4 times, man. It was just really, it just a horrible fit. But I'm coming back to that. We're all going to come back. We're going to go back and forth. We've got ADHD. I don't know about you. It's all the big rage nowadays. So
it is.
Just enjoy it. The recurring cast includes Hal Azan as Griffin St. Clair, the guy that plays her like number one. He was a junkie last year, and he got cleaned up and shit, and got his shit together, and he's doing really cool. Mari Ginsburg, as Stephen Benowitz, and I think that's the hypnotic doctor, the guy that does the hypnotism with them. Let's see, Kevin Chacon as Vito Orocho, that's the kid, the little boy, and of course the sexy, has a little mileage on her now, Rebecca De Mornay as Dorothy Walker. Let's see, John Ventimiglia plays Eddie Costa, and that's the balding cop. He is Milo's brother. Okay, so where the looks went in that family, but the talent went to the other brother. So the bald guy is really the better actor in my opinion. Let's see, and then
he was great in Sopranos as well.
Oh God, yeah, man. He played the owner of the restaurant. I can't remember the character's name, and I should have done some homework on that. And then, of course, mentionables will be like, let's see, Foggy Nelson makes a little Eldon Henson, the guy that plays Foggy on the Daredevil. He shows up in a couple of episodes as he's working for the lawyer lady now. Let's see, David Tennant comes back as a couple of bad memories and a couple of reminders of the abuse that she went through with him. So that's it for the cast. So all right, do you want to? I've been talking a lot. I'm gonna let you kind of share the stage here, my brother.
Okay. So where do we really start on this one? This series. Let's start with like cinematography. What did you think of the CGI and the use of special abilities? Because I thought that.
What CGI and what special abilities?
Yeah,
and this is something it's my favorite part of this whole fucking series, is a cameo by the Wizard, which is an old school Jack Kirby speedster character that he had created in the late 40s, early 50s, kind of compete with the Flash, right?
Yeah.
And the Wizard, but in this world, the Wizard is this like fat dude, and his speedster skills or abilities only come when he's like scared. So and he's the only one that looked like he had any kind of ability at all, even though he looked like he was a grandmother walking at lightning speed. It looked good and it looked horrible. And then the rest of the crunching, the destruction of It just looked like a bad '60s TV series. I was really, really underwhelmed, man.
Oh God! So okay. So at first, with that first episode, right? I thought they were going like the cheesy, cartoonish Looney Tunes style route with the whole show.
Right.
You know, sort of like Thor Ragnarok. How it was very slapstick comedy and just topical, but nothing really great. I would say. And I thought, okay, well, you know, this could be a filler show for like if I was bored and I couldn't find anything I wanted to watch, I could watch this, and I was okay with that. I was willing to go into this thinking that was what I was gonna get.
Right.
But quickly you realize you're getting a whole lot more. What is his name? I've got the list of. One sec. I'm gonna. You meet Malcolm DeCase, played by Eka Darville. He's the black guy with like the faux hawk thing.
That's the former junkie assistant, right?
Yes, yeah, the former junkie, yeah. So in season 2, you meet him, you know, right in episode 1 and everything, and he totally is playing the lovable idiot,
right?
And that really does not bode well for a detective series, I should say, where you're supposed to be somewhat intelligent and, you know, find clues and things like that.
Well, but all right. In his defense, I do think that his character gains experience and is smarter at the end of the series than he is at the beginning. Don't you think? Because at the end, you know, he's working for Carrie-Anne Moss's character, and he's got the nice haircut and the suit and shit, and he's gonna be teaming up with the Asian dude.
I don't know. I still thought. I mean, he's just another pawn. He literally.
Of course.
He didn't really upgrade. He moved from Jessica Jones, who fired him every day, to a woman who's sadistic and
no. Okay, you've made a huge mistake here, Brian. You've mistaken this for an actual entertainment piece.
Okay. You're right.
This is all about girl power, and you know, and all about the saltiness over the election.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty much what that's about.
Because the only characters that have any type of intellect or sharpness
agency
about them or agency exactly are women, and that's cool. I get that, man, with Jessica. And you know what? I walked away from this going, I want to see Patsy's. I want to see the Hellcat stuff.
Before we go on, though, I do want to say that I went into this knowing that it was going to be sort of in the Marvel progressive genre, and I'm not really angry by that because I knew that that's what it was going to be. So that I would like to stay to the side of that topic because. It's if you didn't know that's what it was going to be going into it. I mean, it's literally a story about a female protagonist. You're gonna get that. That's right. How that works.
Yeah.
So, if you're going into this, watching it and thinking, "Wow, that was overly progressive," and this was overly progressive, then you're watching the wrong thing for you because it's Jessica Jones, man.
And see, even though the first season they were able to cleverly address all that shit, and you know, the whole relationship with David Tennant's character, the Purple Man, and the way that he was able to, you know, manipulate her, get inside of her head, and and that whole not cat and mouse, but that whole abuse victim dynamic was really well done, and it was all about PTSD, the real kind of PTSD,
Yes, yes.
And I'm not saying that that militarily induced PTSD is not PTSD. I'm saying that there's a type of PTSD that's just from life experience that can be had, from an abusive relationship, from being bullied. There's all kinds of types of PTSD, but
yeah.
I don't want to get off too much in that. But the whole deal is almost like after the Defenders, somebody just said fuck it.
I agree.
And they realized that there was no way that they were going to be able to get every great writer in the fucking in Hollywood to work on a Marvel Netflix project.
That's.
I'm afraid that crew is going to be with Daredevil. I've just written that off, man.
Well, it certainly wasn't here, so it's got to be somewhere else. Cause
right. Yeah, and and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the guy that wrote a lot of these episodes is the guy that created the character and shit. But I'm not. I don't know that 100,000%. So don't quote me on that as gospel. But I mean, it's just so weird, and they keep referring to this freak accident, and then it turns out that she was experimented on medically, which doesn't make any sense at all. The whole deal with the mom, I just, it's like, all right, she goes through all these years of life living with her friend Patsy. She and Patsy are like they're both abandoned by their mothers. One, supposedly in death, and then the other one is her mother's basically hoard her out. Patsy was a childhood star. She was like I would say what is that? Christina Aguilera. What's her name? The other Britney Spears. That's it. Spears.
She's a very Britney Spears character.
Exactly, because of that stupid song. I want your cray cray.
Come get this cray cray.
Yeah, I want your cray cray. And I almost was going to suggest that we open this show like singing that song because it's so fucking stupid, and it's
cringy as shit.
It's emblematic of the whole mess that this thing really is. I mean, from the beginning. Just let me know if the music's a little too loud. If it is, just let me know. I hope y'all are enjoying this new edition. Hit F if you like the music. Yeah, she was a child star, Patsy, Trish Walker. Also, she goes by Trish. She goes by Patsy, or her name is Patricia, and her mom is played by the once extremely sexy Rebecca De Mornay, and she's so. Patsy grew up as a child actor. Her mom, we find out in this season that her mom basically hoarded her out to directors and shit, Harvey Weinstein types, just so she could, advance her career. And therefore, because her mom was her agent, the 10% of that career went to her directly. And it's really, she's just a disgusting person. And there's no way that you'll ever come out of, this to tell you about De Mornay, she is a good actress, man. In The Hand that Rocks the Cradle, she really showed me a lot. And this, even the nuances with this character, she has done everything humanly possible from an actor standpoint to make this character interesting. Okay. And I think that hats off goes to her for that. Okay.
I just real quick, I want to address a couple of things in our chat. We've got Tim Gersh, but Jessica Jones was Marvel's SJW done well. I would agree, actually, with that for season 1, but not so much season 2. And Tim Tarbuck's, I think powerful women are hot. Carrie-Anne Moss character is smoking hot, just like Robin Wright character in House of Cards. Robin Wright's hot as shit. You were absolutely correct, sir.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with that. And what did you think about the nurse, the scarred up nurse that played the con woman that came in and kind of had her con?
Inez?
Yeah, Inez, right.
And
go ahead. I know a little bit about this character. This actress. Go ahead. I'll go.
She's hot. She's hot in other movies. In this, I think that she looked a bit muscly, and the fact that she started out as a homeless woman was sort of a turnoff for me, because I'm just thinking about all the like disease. I was more so thinking about the character, not the actress.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, oh, diseases. Oh no, what are you doing? Why are you don't have sex with the homeless woman?
Yeah, no shit. I mean, that's just dumb. Well, but I think she thinks that she's on on a death. She's on the pathway to death anyway. So why not go out with the bang? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give Moss that kind of leeway too with this. But the character that played Inez, man, she's on this other show that's on Hulu called Shut Eye. And that's a really great show about gypsies and shit in the con game, all types of like spiritualist cons and shit like that. So so it was interesting that that she cast in this part. She's a professional dancer, which is, you can tell with looking at those legs, man. So acting ability, I would say she's about a 7, 6.5, 7. Legs wise, she's a 12. And we'll give her that. She's a stone cold fox, as they say, or as they used to say in my day.
Fair enough.
Okay, so, Lordy,
what I do want to address something a little bit earlier in the season with the lawyer. The part where she finds out that she has cancer, right?
Right.
And
she's ALS.
And ALS.
Yeah,
and
Lou Gehrig's.
Yeah, she's basically freaking out, and then she hires those hookers. I was like, first of all, I guess you're dying, so hiring hookers makes a little bit of sense, but usually, I've never really known lesbians to hire hookers. They usually have friends that they sort of can go to for that type of thing. But I guess if you're a really powerful woman, you probably don't have all that many friends. So I was willing to let that go. But the part where they start doing this weird dance sex scene thing, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Are they fucking fish or something? What is this?
No, it's almost like it's dyke candy. It's like, it's like they're trying to, I think they're like making a nod to the audience that they're thinking, okay, this will get the audience of Orange is the New Black, okay? All them, anyway, you know what I'm talking about, without getting too cringy sounding.
Well, no, but it was super.
It was weird.
I don't know what, like, how does that even appeal to even lesbians? That's not appealing to anyone.
Well, once again, see, it takes that stupid feminist trope, and the ultimate goal of feminism is to turn women into men, right? Because that would be exactly what a dude does. If I found out I had ALS and Uzi Q didn't know about it, and I had about $2,000, I'd probably get an 8-ball and go hire some fine shit and go party it up like it's 1999.
Yeah, but when I think partying it up, I don't think that I'm gonna hire a bunch of hookers and dance with them.
I know that was just.
I'm gonna bang them.
Right. You can do. Right, you can do the horizontal bop. If you're dancing, it's horizontal. I agree, dude. I totally agree.
These motherfuckers cost $200 an hour.
No nudity, no curse. They're going for a PG crowd, which I think was a big mistake. The same thing that they did with the fucking Punisher, man. They should have went with for R crowd, and just shown all the violence that they should have shown in Punisher, and they should have just went all like graphic and shit like they should have here, you know, because the blonde man and that dude getting it on, man, that could have gotten really really hot, and you know, I don't know, man. There's all this, you know, there's all the okay. And you know they're checking this box off, and they're checking that box off. You know, I get in that mindset where I'm going, okay, you know, we've checked the all right, you know, white chick gets it on with the brown guy. Okay, white chick gets it on with the black guy. White chick gets it on with anything but a white guy. You know, and I know that sounds horrible, but I mean that's kind of where my brain goes sometimes. You know, there's all these. It seems like there's all these boxes that have to be clicked. You know, with this. SJW shit.
What is that test? Is the Bechdel test, I think?
The Bechdel test, which is...
Yeah. I think it passed.
You know, if you think about... I don't know. I have to look. There's probably sequences that do, but the whole series doesn't.
How does it not pass?
Because of the David Tennant's power over Jessica's character.
But he's the bad guy.
Okay, all right, I can see that. But what about the Hispanic guy? See, he's male. See, that's what I meant. That, you know, there's an African American guy, and then
but he's not as powerful as Jessica Jones.
No, that's right.
She solves his problems.
She can snap his neck, right? She right, yeah. Exactly. So all right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. All right. So the Bechdel test is passed. All right, who in the chat?
Question.
Yeah, let's. Silverblade, Irate Prostate. When did you think of reoccurring hallucinations cameo? What did I think about that with yeah, going back and at the time when she was with Patsy and Patsy was partying and stuff, and then the stuff with David, is that what you're referring to, Silverblade?
I think he's referring to specifically David Tennant.
The David Tennant stuff? Yeah. There wasn't enough of it for me. It seems like he would have a lot more going on up in there, you know, because it would be more consistent with the previous season, right?
A little bit.
Because I think that, you know, coming off of that, she had just murdered the guy, and all that shit was just fresh up in her psyche. I think she would be experiencing a lot more of the hallucinations, the you know, the mental dialogues that she's having with the Purple Man.
This may be an unpopular opinion, but David Tennant was the only good actor in that series.
Dude, I think that's a fair argument. I think that's a fair statement. Go ahead.
You really don't realize how much he's holding up the series in season 1 until you get to season 2 and he's not really there, and you're like, oh, okay, this is.
What that tells me is that the Achilles heel in this thing is either the writing or the directing, or both. Because I think the cast is okay. I think Krysten Ritter's a good actress. I think the blonde is fantastic. Like I said earlier, I really want to see this whole Hellcat thing. I want to see her story. I'm more interested in seeing a former child actor with all that baggage that goes with that shit. You know, more so than this Jessica Jones and nobody that was in a car wreck and suddenly, you know, came out of the ER and with the ability to crush buildings and shit.
Okay. So first of all, I got to address the Krysten Ritter thing because I disagree with you on that.
Okay.
I think Krysten Ritter's acting was fucking atrocious in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was shit. Like everything she did was overacted on an emotional level, and she played the edgy, sarcastic Jessica Jones way too hard this season. And she was so overly emotional that like, why the whole series felt like feels, you know?
Well, yeah, but all right, to give her some credit, all right, on this deal, is that when she realizes that the person that she's out to kill or out that she's after is indeed her birth mother.
It's her estranged birth mother.
Right.
Though.
Well, hold on, dude. When that registers on her face, I felt that and I saw it in her eyes. Right. And that's eye acting is very difficult. And that was some excellent moments. But I understand exactly what you're saying, because it's almost like she's kind of phoning this shit in.
Yes.
It's like, well, hey, it's like that. You ever been at a job where everybody's half-assing it, and you're like, well, goddamn, I want to work, man. And it's like, none of these other motherfuckers are working. Fuck this shit. I'm going to phone it in just like them. And if they, jump on my ass, I'm going to say, check it out, dude, and point to everybody else. I worked in a call center that was exactly like that, man. When I woke up to that shit, I was like, fuck it. I phoned it in just like them.
Uzi Q said that she liked her in Breaking Bad, and I agree. And when you're talking about her acting, where she sort of looks like she has sadness in her eyes, she totally did the exact same look in Breaking Bad.
Yep.
In fact, she did it way better in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying now, because in retrospect, I'm starting to see what you're pointing out. She does, man. That whole like pouty face,
Yeah,
sadness.
That's her shtick.
Right.
She looks sad.
Right. You're saying that she's a one-trick pony, and that's about when she, that's her wheelhouse, and that's all she can do. Right?
Well, it's not like she's hot. You saw that scene with no shirt on.
Yeah, well, she's got that beautiful porcelain white skin, though. That is kind of hot to me.
Yeah, porcelain white skin draped over a weirdly stringy, muscular frame with no boobs.
Yeah, yeah, dude. That was she's kind of a, heading down the Eugenia Cooley pathway there. And not that anorexia is a bad thing or anything. It's just not my taste.
I would say anorexia is a bad thing.
I'm not being sarcastic at all, dude. Well, we'll just agree to disagree on that. Holy shit! This is way too much fun. Just shitting on this this series, man. It's just so bad.
It was so fucking bad. Even so, I'm looking at, you've got the mother with no hair on popped up right now. That was it. The makeup was bad. Like, how the fuck?
That was weak too, man. I mean, it was like what earlier, like you said, it was like scars. That's basic, effects makeup 101 is scar work, bald head caps, blending and shit. I mean, all that stuff is just basic. It's almost like they had this. Where did that money go? Where did the money go for the fucking production on this series? Because it did not go into acting, it did not go into sets, and it did not go into effects makeup or effects period. No music. I mean, goddamn, they didn't even have like a Jimi Hendrix song or anything in there.
They did have to create the Cray Cray song though.
Yeah. Well, okay. So yeah, I wonder who they hired for that too. That's a good question.
I'm sure they just
maybe they you know what? I think T-Tac did that, and he's not claiming it.
Well, no, don't do that to T-Tac. T-Tac can do 10 times that work. Jesus Christ!
I know. No, what they did was T-Tac sold him the song, and they fucked it up really royally.
Right?
He actually wrote a really good song, and they took it and shit all over it. And then there's this dude, man. Wasn't he on? Wasn't he on the Punisher? Isn't he Jigsaw? Isn't he the guy that's going to be Jigsaw?
I'm not sure who you're looking at yet because I'm delayed.
Okay, yes, the dude with the beard and the hair. I don't know his name, but he was on Westworld.
I'm not quite sure. I don't know the whole Marvel lore around it. When I came into this, I should explain my point of view here.
Okay.
I am just your average Netflix viewer on this. I am not a super Marvel fan or anything, so maybe I can understand maybe having more of an attachment to the storyline if you were a fan of the comics or something like that. I am not a fan of the comics.
Right.
I am just taking this from the point of view of your average viewer.
Right.
But yeah,
I'm pulling up the Punisher for just to check this out, and I believe his name is Ben Barnes. Played Billy Russo, and I think that's him in Jessica Jones. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's him. It's not listed though. Maybe that's not him. That looks a lot like him. I don't know. All right. Hey, fair enough, man. I've screwed up faces before. Uzi Q's usually better at that than I am. So, well, anywho, all right. So we've, all right.
I just threw the IMDb into the chat for people.
Yeah, so they can check it out.
So okay, so the the storyline, essentially, we'll do a really just a sort of quick rundown of the storyline here, and that is Jessica is trying to figure out stuff about what IGH or IHG or whatever, the place that gave her super strength.
Right.
And she finds out that her mother is still alive. She's now in love with the doctor that gave her super strength as well. And her sister is trying to still be famous and do drugs and just, it's sort of a clusterfuck of a storyline if you think about it.
It's all over the place.
It's very all over the place because you feel like the main story tries to be more so about Patricia than even Jessica Jones. You know what I mean? Like she's got a huge role in this. And
no, exactly. That's why at the end I'm like saying I want to see more of her, because it felt like this was like the build up to her. This is her basically her origin unfolding, right? In a clear, last year it was when they talked about her. Their life together, when they grew up and stuff, it was like they touched on her being a child actress and all that shit. We got, I felt like that this was really more, maybe this was more about her. And, it's really about mother and daughter relationships, right? I mean, come on. If you
that's the overtone of the whole
thing.
If
you want to get goofy about it and get for real, like these people are trying to get some kind of award or some shit for it, ain't happening, y'all, by the way.
No.
That's probably the angle that they were pitching it as. This is a mother-daughter story, blah blah blah.
Right.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm down with Patsy.
Okay, but, and to get. I don't know. It's just, it was so bad that I can't. I'm having a hard time articulating this because I was raging so hard having to watch this.
Slow down, take your time, man. We got time. We got music, so there's no dead air or anything.
The storyline of Jessica Jones and her mother and how she helps her mother escape from this evil bad doctor. But also she finds out her mother's sort of like a mass serial killer. That whole thing right there, I'm like, wait a second. Isn't Jessica Jones supposed to be like sort of a moral person, and she's sort of estranged from her mother? Like, when you find that out about somebody you haven't seen in I don't know, what, 20 years? But how old is she really supposed to be? 28, 25?
I have no idea. Maybe maybe late 20s, early 30s, maybe early 30s. We're gonna give her 30s because that kind of I don't know. It seems like that's where all these are kind of ending up, except for Punisher maybe.
it's like she's like, oh, I found my mom. Oh, she has fits of rage and murders people. I'm okay with that. Like, what? You what now?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the consistency here? Oh, well, it's her mom. Yeah, it's her estranged mom of 20 years. Like, that's, I don't know. It was just, it was to the point of being unbelievable. And maybe I'm just not getting the mother-daughter connection here, but it was so shit that I was like, why would you even let yourself be led on this wild goose chase? And even after her mother ends up going to jail for murdering people,
right?
She does it again. And I'm just like, oh, my fucking head's about to explode.
Yeah.
Ah! Like, I was so angry.
Keep going, buddy. You're doing great.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible. And then the redeemer at the very end of the show, where she's like, oh, well, we saved, I saved these people. And so, you know, in this random car crash where a fucking air tank truck flips over and a minivan, because a minivan hit it, and it's like, okay, no, that doesn't fix all the problems. I'm sorry. That really doesn't. It doesn't make her a good person with a kind soul or a heart or anything like that. No, fuck off. She's a serial killer. I don't know. It was just. It was too much. It was. I think maybe if she had killed like one person in self-defense or something, or, you know, where it was a morally gray thing, then I could have believed it, and the storyline could have, you know, they could have made it more about drama. But they clearly were confused as to what they were doing with action/drama, and they were trying to make the series more action-packed, and that sort of came off as like, oh, she kills people like Tic Tacs and Jessica Jones loves her.
Right. Well, yeah, and exactly. That's the problem with this deal. It's so fucking ADHD. It doesn't know. A, it doesn't know what it wants to be, and B, it doesn't know what the fuck it's doing or what story to tell when. It's like there's like 4 different stories going on if you think about it, right? There's Jessica Jones' story going on there. There's Patsy's story going on. Then there's the mom's story going on, and then I guess there's grouped into, you know, is the supporting cast, right?
Oh yeah.
Carrie-Anne Moss being the biggest part of that, right? So
I'm going with the addict guy, Eva or Eka, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me he would almost be a main star because of how much he's in the show, but he's clearly supporting because he just plays the dumb guy.
Yeah, but he's actually really good, man. You know, it was.
No. I'm not saying his acting is bad. Like he, to be fair, his acting was pretty good, and I haven't really seen him in anything else, so I'm assuming this is probably near the beginning of his career. Let me look that up real quick. But yeah, I think that he did a great job for what he was given, but he wasn't really given much.
Right. You know. Right. Well, and once again, I think that boils down to writing and direction. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, if what you just said is, I think something we can you know rely on. I think that's the point. That's the problem, is the writing. When it gets down to it, it's in the writing, because it's like there's nothing there for that dude to work with.
No,
because I got a feeling, man, that there's some decent talent, you know, besides, you know, the Rebecca De Mornay, you know, glimpses of awesomeness that, you know, we occasionally get from her, and then the girl that plays Patsy. I really think that she's got something going on too, talent wise.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. Patsy, the girl, Rebecca De Mornay, or sorry, not Rebecca De Mornay, Rachael Taylor plays Patsy, and yeah, she does a pretty good job for what it is. She plays a basic bitch real well.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Basic bitch with problems. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Did you ever see the movie that made her famous was Risky Business with Tom Cruise, where he opens up the brothel because he wrecks his dad's Porsche. He ends up the Porsche ends up in the ocean, right? And so he has to get it cleaned and get it right. And so to make a lot of money, he opens up a brothel because he meets Rebecca De Mornay's, the prostitute, and she is so fucking sexy in that movie, man. It's really it's that classic movie where Tom Cruise is doing the Bob Seger song, you know, where he slides out, you know, in his underwear and the sunglasses on. You follow me there, bro?
Yeah, I follow you.
Okay, I was just making sure because it's pretty much iconic. You know.
Yeah. She was good, but I mean, she was just really a supporting actor or actress. Sorry, I don't really think that she did anything.
No, not here. In the movie though, it was a different story. She kind of carried it because that was back when Cruise was like a kid and he was just out of the gate as an actor. He still sucks. I mean, of course, but he was even worse back then.
People give Tom Cruise a lot of shit, and he deserves it. But at the same time, it does take some talent to be Tom Cruise. It really does.
Interesting way you put that, man. Interesting way you put that. You know what? At this point in time, if anybody wants to hop in, except Jacob, since we gave you like a little over a half an hour last week. I want to kind of open the door for some different people to come in, and if they want to come in and talk about this a little bit, if they need my Discord, I'll gladly pop I have to pop a fresh link. For some reason, when I put it in the actual chat, it kicks it. It takes you to a different place, and I think there's some kind of somebody was telling me that there's some kind of AI thing that's going on where when it sees a redirect like that, it kind of kills the link for some reason.
Well, why don't we just do like 10 minute segments per person?
Okay.
Real quick, because I don't want to keep Jacob out of this as well.
Okay.
I know that he.
Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead. This is your thing too, dude.
Well, I think Jacob's in the waiting room.
Yeah. Give me a second here. I'm gonna post the Discord link in the description, and then that way it will take you to all right, we'll save that, and you should be able to see it. It's the https discord.gg. So we pop that in. You just join, and I'll pull you in. Wait in the general voice chat and just hang out. All right, and then I'll pull you in. And when I do, make sure that you mute your YouTube page so you won't get an echo sound. All right. Technical shit out of the way. All right, we're going to talk a little bit more. We'll go ahead and pull. All right, Jacob, because you do love it so much, man. We're going to give you a platform, my friend. All right, come on in, Jacob. You're here. You wanna talk about Jessica Jones a little bit, Jacob? Bueller. Jacob.
You there, Jacob?
Hold up. While we wait on Jacob, yeah, you might want to go into your settings, user settings, and make sure the microphone that you're using is the primary, and it's best to go through the Discord when you've got it installed.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
There we go.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I had on mute for some reason.
Yeah, it'll do that when you pop in sometimes.
No, I mean, I had my headphones on mute.
Oh, well, that's problematic.
This show has so many problems.
Yes, it does.
For one, they changed the entire origin of her.
Yeah, I sort of looked. Anytime I see something like this on Netflix, I look at it as it's not going to be the same as the comic.
No, I mean, like, definitely different. Because the mother died in the car crash.
Right. Well, that and see but in this, they're trying to get you to believe that she was dead. When the show starts, but they pulled this trick. Which
I mean, it was a good trick though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I was I saw it. It was like I on my notes for the episode 6. When we finally find out it's her mom, I said saw that coming. In episode 2 or 3.
I really hope Bendis was the writer on the show.
I know it wasn't Bendis, man. Let's see.
Like everything in the show, they might as well call the whole story "Weapon Whatever."
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I agree.
Because like they're doing the Weapon plus Omega and X thing.
Right. It's like the writers are like Lisa Randolph, Jack Kinney, Jamie King, which I thought was interesting.
Because they really were trying to do the X-Men type stuff, like Weapon X type of story.
Right.
Because Nuke is a part of one of the weapon programs.
Right.
But,
yeah. I feel the same way, man.
But I thought David Tennant was good.
Yeah. Not enough David Tennant.
I predicted the story being this way. From the trailer.
Yeah.
What they could have done in this series, they could have done a lot of things. There's so many open routes. They could have made it where she finds her mom and she's helping her, and her mom's a serial killer and everything. She's helping her for no apparent reason, and in the end, she realizes she's the one killing people.
But wait, was her mother already enhanced to begin with?
No. Right.
Then they turned her into a mutate.
Well, what they did was they did the same thing they did to Jessica. They just separated them, right? And the mom's experiments worked faster and far better than hers, right? Probably because she was post-pubescent. It was probably the excuse they would use for that, right?
Yeah, but I did cry when I saw the Wizard.
Yeah, that was fascinating, wasn't it, man? I laughed like hell when I saw that. I thought.
I'm just waiting for Squadron Supreme to get its own series.
That would be great.
But the whole part of the show is they're not heroes. They would do stuff like snap someone's neck.
Yeah.
But I mean, the in season 1, the way they portray Jessica Jones is that she is a hero. So, you at least in the TV series, you can't really do that and then completely roll back all of her morals just because it's her estranged mother. That doesn't make any sense. Even if you're emotionally distressed or really, really want to get to know this person because you feel like you've missed out on a lifetime with them, you're not going to completely change your entire moral standing and how the way the world works just for them. Nobody does that. It does not. It's not continuity. It really is bad.
And it was really lazy how they just got rid of Nuke just like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I'd rather watch him, like a show about him, like the whole, like his background.
Yeah, the Wizard.
No, the guy who got killed. Will Simpson's that character. The guy who got killed.
Was he Dale the guard?
No, the blonde guy, the one who would take the
yeah, the boy, yeah. the guy that was obsessed with Patsy in the first season, right? And
a good military show.
Yeah, he was, he ended up being a likable character, when
then they just tossed him away like toilet paper.
Yep. Yeah, and I think that was the only way they saw that they could advance that plot because it was such a huge hole. It's like, okay, all right, this thing's been chasing. You're right. This thing's been chasing Patsy for so long. How come it hadn't killed her yet? Right.
But that was a huge hole. Yeah. Explaining how they have him without having like any of the Fox properties.
Yeah, Silverblade's making a great point. He says, I hated what they did to Nuke, but I liked how that the inhaler was put in Patsy's hands. And that inhaler was, that was the stuff that he was inhaling to make him, more superpowered and more, it was making him less inhibited, fearing for his life, under. Go ahead.
So wait, they're gonna have Patsy with powers, but not magic?
No, Patsy plays Hellcat.
Yeah.
Well, see, the Hellcat that I know didn't have any powers. She was basically Catwoman, okay, with a different outfit.
They did at one point give her magic powers.
Oh, they did?
Like the way she does all that stuff is through magic.
What?
And she's married to the devil.
Oh, wow.
Well, his son.
Which one?
Damien Hellstorm.
Oh, wow. Really?
I need more coffee for this.
No shit. Okay, so when did they do that, man?
At some point. I really am trying to remember. I can't remember.
Man.
It had to be like in the 90s.
I totally don't remember that because, man, that was just like crazy. Because, that was, she was more, Patsy's character was more like a, like kind of like a Batman vigilante type, but the cat balancing stuff, they're trying to give that to her through, instead of, I think she was like a gymnast or an acrobat or some shit in the circus. And,
yeah, I think she was.
Death Harukin, statement of the month. Comics are weird. Irate Prostate. Thank you.
Yes, they are.
Harukin, if you want to come in, man, you got a microphone. Come on in and make your statement. Because we got plenty of time to talk this out. This is
that is like there's some weird theories being talked about in chat.
Yeah.
Like how they're half the characters are secretly Skrulls.
Oh, really? Okay, Skrulls. Go ahead.
I mean, considering, I don't see how they're Skrulls. Everybody keeps saying that everything in Marvel right now, the movies, half the heroes might be Skrulls because Captain Marvel, the movie, is gonna have Skrulls.
Well, yeah, and all right, so they haven't tried to tie any of the Netflix stuff, any Hell's Kitchen stuff into any of the movie universe stuff, but they have done that. They have done it with the ABC.
And I think I know why the show's getting canceled.
Which show?
Shield.
Yeah.
Because one of the actors wanted to, in his contract, he was promised to be on one of the Netflix shows.
Oh, really?
Coulson. He was promised to be on either Iron Fist or Daredevil.
Well, that kind of makes sense, though. He would show up. I mean, these guys are going to cross over, at some point anyway. But, I've got a feeling that they're going to try to keep them separate and just build them into different universes, like, retcon it and all that shit, like they, just love to do.
I hate that word, retcon.
Yeah, it is. it is. It comes out like sacrilege, doesn't it?
Yep.
But I really did. I hope Iron Fist season 2 will have the costume.
Yeah, there's going to be a variation of it supposedly. Yeah, and then there's that.
That was a good show, though.
Some of the fight was really, really good, and in places, I like the story with the brother, or the cousin. I mean,
right, you mean like it wasn't brother or cousin? It was boss's son.
Okay, I thought they were related though. I thought that.
No. Wait, which one you mean? The Rands?
Yeah,
or the
Rand's cousin
No,
and his sister. Hold on a second.
Oh, well, they weren't Rands. They were the other family last name.
Right. That's what I was talking about. They were, the ones that were running the Rand Corporation.
Well, but they weren't Rands. They were the other. I keep forgetting it.
I'll look it up. Just give me a second.
But the best episode on that show is when they have like that big fighting montage.
Yeah, when the dude does the drunken monkey thing, man, that was wicked.
Yeah.
See, I'm I'm into the old shit, so.
Yeah, because they took that from the recent stuff from when Brubaker wrote Iron Fist.
Oh, really?
The Briar Nine Spiders. If you think she looks creepy in the show, in the comics, her whole chest cavity doesn't like it's just opened with spiders.
Yeah, the Meachums. That's it.
The Meachum.
Ward and Joy Meachum. Yeah, Joy. And did you both of them were in Banshee. I don't know if it's
that was okay.
Oh, I love that show, man. I thought Banshee was fantastic. Any Banshee fans out there? Hit F.
I mean, I liked it.
Hit them Fs.
Hit them Fs.
I do hope in Iron Fist season 2 they show the old guy in the costume.
Zell, you want to join us, man? I got the connection in the my Discord is in the description. If you want to.
The problem with Jessica Jones was it had a great first season, and it's followed by a mediocre, just filling time second season.
Yeah,
but
you're being kind, dude.
Yeah.
In my book, it's like it's pure shit.
I was being nice.
I don't know, man.
Whoa. Hold on. You gave what was last week was Altered Carbon, right?
Altered Carbon,
yeah.
Yes.
You gave Altered Carbon a 5.5 out of 10. What do you give Jessica Jones?
A 4.5.
Yeah.
What?
I like the two, man.
I'm not judging you, man. But
season 1 was good, but it felt like the writing felt like they're just waiting for the Defenders season 2 or Daredevil season 3. That's where the good stuff will be.
Yeah.
But the Punisher, that was something. Neutered, but something.
I was gonna say the Punisher was good because it's about action. It's not so much about the storyline,
Yeah.
It's about the whole thing is like a revenge buffet kind of.
Well,
I
mean, they could have gone ultra gory like the Punisher Max books, but then they'd get yelled at by everyone and their mother, cousin, uncle, and priest. Because the Punisher Max stuff is ultra gore.
Yeah, it's really good shit.
But I would not try to show that on a television.
Oh, I would. That's what I would. That's what I would pay for.
You'd have to worry about what you tell or how you tell it, because some of the Max stuff was, it would be demonetized on YouTube very fast.
Yeah.
I don't think we're monetized, are we?
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not about it. Our monetization is
people will be criticizing YouTube for allowing that kind of gore on Netflix. Netflix would.
Yeah,
they would be criticized for having gore on it.
Yeah,
too much.
I don't know. I think that Netflix is. They really need to just start taking more risks and get out there in the R-rated field with violence and with.
But the Punisher Max would not be R. It would be like.
It would be NC-17.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, but Netflix doesn't really put ratings on their stuff, so.
But you have to rate stuff when you sell it. When they sell the stuff, they have to rate it.
But that's the thing. Netflix is its own company. They don't have to wait for the ratings.
They don't have to rate anything. That's right. It is.
But they're owned by Marvel and ABC, so they kind of have to, kind of don't.
Is Netflix owned by Marvel and ABC?
No, I mean so. The show. I mean the show's on Netflix that they own. They have to rate it.
I think Netflix has got their own.
Yeah, they have their own. Yeah. They're allowed. Like, if it's a Netflix original, it's not something from ABC or Marvel. I'm sure they probably approve it, but
right.
It's not their production.
Netflix is its own entity. It's not owned by anybody. It's owned by a gentleman named Reed Hastings.
I would not try to put Max in its true form on Netflix.
Right. Fair enough.
It'd be risky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's one panel where Wolverine, where a character with adamantium gets steamrolled by the Punisher.
Yeah. All right, but Jacob, we're gonna roll you out and try to roll somebody else in, and Zell, anybody, click that Discord link in the description, and
I'll hang up.
All right, brother, thanks.
See you.
Thanks. Okay,
so while we wait for our next guest, why don't we talk about things that could have made this show better?
Oh my God! Well, I mean, think about it. There's more. That's really what the show should have been, shouldn't it? It's like this is such a mess, man. All right, what would have made it better? Let's see. And I'm not going to rag on the actors as much, to be honest with you, because when it comes down to it, it's production. It's production and writing that everything's built around. So, all right, I would get different directors and better writers. Okay? We just go out the gate with that shit. Different story.
I would not have cast the woman who played the mother as the mother.
And it's like, and I'm still banging my head going, who in the fuck is this person? It's almost like they deliberately want to introduce a nobody to you. But see, I remember seeing her. There was a show called Damages that, speaking of Glenn Close, that she was on, and I think that this actress played her sister on one season of that, right? I think she was probably one of those Canadian actresses. The Canadian stable is, humongous because most of the shit's shot up in BC now, in Vancouver. Because of the A, no unions, and B, it's a lot, it's a lot cheaper. The Canadian dollars, you get more bang for your buck in Canada.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I don't know. I don't know why they didn't pick somebody who at least somewhat looked like her.
I know, man. Or someone attractive. Let's just get right down to it, man. The lady, is just
hint, Minnie Driver.
Even man. Somebody even somewhat. Just the lady is just not pretty in my opinion. And I'm not saying that she's not a bad actress. I'm sure. I just don't think she had hardly anything to work with. And and watching her burn shit. What the fuck? What was that about? It's like,
I don't know.
What was that? Some kind of ritual that she did? Because, okay, so you destroy a piano in your own house and you burn it because, right? Now,
well, I mean, I guess, so, I don't know. It's like she was sort of covering evidence that she had super strength, but at the same time, you're burning it in your yard, and I'm sure your neighbors can see that shit. Like, what are you even doing? It was just so bad. I can't. I feel like I lost about 11 hours of my life that I need back.
Yeah, that ain't happening, dude.
An alternative ending that would have made way, way, way more sense, right? So I already talked about a different alternative ending, which was maybe her mom's in her head and doesn't really exist, and the whole thing is just in her head, and she realizes she's the one killing people, and she's causing her sister to do drugs and stuff like that. That would have been great. But the other thing that could have been great about it is keep the storyline the same as it is, but in the end, she's depressed and kills herself. That would have made a lot of sense because of all the fucked up shit that happened to her. I know, probably blasphemous that I said that a Marvel character should kill themselves.
Well, I mean, I don't think so. I think that, right, because the urge to kill your own daughter, that just, you know, instead of that stupid sacrifice thing, you know, that you see. And what is this deal with fucking Ferris wheels? You know, with Death Note, you know, there was that huge, and that Ferris wheel was, goddamn, that was a humongous Ferris wheel, and that thing came.
I'm sorry, I didn't articulate that well. I meant Jessica Jones killing herself.
Oh.
Yeah. That would have made the ending much better.
Dude, you are harsh. You're harsh.
I'm sorry, it was shit.
Yeah,
it was really
dude,
bad.
I feel you. And it's like, and my whole, when I learned about the character, see, it's really weird, man, because when I got the books, I had no idea what it was. And I just bagged them and boarded them because it was like, you know, the guy I was getting my books from, he gave me a good deal. I got a good discount and shit. And he said, yeah, you might want to check this one out. So I would always take his recommendations. And you know, half of them are shit like Sandman and shit, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
he's definitely struck, you know, gold with me, right? So, I put them up. And so, you know, I see the first season and I'm like, dude, this is pretty fucking good. And, you know, I was going through my collection last year when I had to move them out of storage and stuff. And sure enough, man, there they are. You know, the first 9 in perfect condition. I would say, you know, if you're going by grading condition, I don't know if you know anything about comics, but for you comic people out there, I would say it's at least a good 8.5 to a 9.25, if not better. I would probably rate it about at least a 9.5. So, in condition wise, it's not, you know, it's not perfect mint health, but it's there's not a lot. You know, there's no little creases or anything like that that's gonna, you know, knock down the worth of it. So, I've got some stuff. And by the way, if you do find yourself in the market to purchase comic books, get in touch with me. Just saying.
So
Brian's going, what the fuck is he doing, man?
No, it's fine. We got a promo stuff here. We got things to do.
We shilling our shit, bro.
But the other thing that sort of got me was the inconsistency in strength for Jessica Jones. Where
yeah, man. Go ahead, man.
Yes, season 1 she was super fucking strong. Season 2, she's a whiny little bitch that can barely lift a car? What?
Right. What? Yeah, and the whole deal with the bus thing, I'm going, what in the fuck? Because, right, the Jessica Jones of last year could have picked that damn thing up. And, all right, so what about the scene where, all right, she was running and what was she chasing? She was chasing something and she couldn't catch it. But
the
you know,
car. She was chasing a car.
But 5 minutes later, she's jumping over a 45-foot tall wall to get into the golf course, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, inconsistency number 425, you know?
Right?
I mean, there's inconsistencies like there's Ferengi rules of acquisition here. All right, that's a... Stitch ever says bowling's a good hobby. Dude, you buy my books, man. You know, it's like I don't care. I'm going to be counting my money as a hobby because it's doing the books are doing nothing. Okay, they're just getting older.
Maybe fishing. Fishing is
now
not
that
right.
yeah, you talking to an Alabama boy here? Yeah, I can get on the
Fishing
other end
for
of it.
shitty movies on Netflix.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, while we're like, talking about the show right now, because I just brought it up. That if you saw the thing with the head, that was a promo picture for a show called Tabula Rasa. All right.
Yes, it just came out.
Yeah, Netflix just put out, and it says a young woman with amnesia becomes a key figure in a missing persons case. She must reconstruct her memories to clear her name. So it's kind of like a Memento kind of deal. I'm not sure if it's sci-fi, but I was thinking, since we really didn't have time to, shoot the shit and talk about what we're going to do next week, you want to look at doing that?
Yeah, I'm down to do Tabula Rasa.
Fucking hey, let's do it. All right, so we're down for Tabula Rasa next week. All right, that one's. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it on my whiteboard. Hashtag whiteboard. Love it.
You gotta be on cam with the whiteboard. You don't actually have to have your face or anything. Just have the cam on the whiteboard. that way we can get those Twitch subscribers too.
I can't. Damn. These. I got to do it like that. That's why. Dude, they make this stuff just way too more complicated than it needs to be.
Which stuff?
My life.
Fair enough.
All right, Tabula Rasa. Okay, so I put it down. I got us down. All right, so in case you get stoned or anything you forget, just give me a call. And
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, that's right. Well, in case you get hit in the head by a stone, like if somebody's mowing somebody's mowing the yard or something, and sometimes lawnmower, a slinger. Yeah, right. Indeed, man. Indeed. Okay, so nobody's like wanted to come out and hang out with us in Discord. I was hoping that this thing would catch on, but I'm getting disheartened.
Not all of our viewers are as brave as Jacob Navo.
Indeed, man. Indeed, you got to give Jacob that. But I know Silverblade, man. Now he's that dude knows his shit when it comes to comics, and he could definitely kick the bobo on this deal. Guys, it's not that hard. Just come onto my Discord. If you have a hard time, we'll help you out. Just trying to expand this thing and make it a little more interesting by doing the kind of phone call kind of concept thing. If not, we'll figure out another way to do this. We're going to do this damn thing if it kills me, and it may just do that. Okay.
So what overall rating? What would you give this, and what do you think the strongest point of the season two was?
Okay. Oh Lord. Okay. Overall rating. Okay, for this season as a standalone entity. Okay. I'm going to give it a 1. I mean, no, I'm serious. All right, as a standalone, this thing is just complete garbage. It's all over the place, and there's no reference points. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing, right? And the most interesting thing about it is fucking Patsy. Once again, I come back to her, and I really want to see her in a series. But I could, if they said we're going to nuke Jessica Jones tomorrow, and she's going to be replaced by Hellcat, I would say I'm fine with that shit.
Right?
I know.
She should have killed herself at the end.
I'm being serious. I'm serious. I'm serious as a heart attack, and I think that they would benefit. I think it would benefit them even better to have like a Catwoman like character instead of the the drunk edgy. What word I'm looking for? She's fucking God, I can't think of the word. The moody people that she's just cringy as fuck, man. She's never happy. She's always ornery, man. She's got that surly countenance, and she just, just, it's just, she's almost like she's emo,
Yeah.
Always drunk. The drinking don't bother me as much as just her fucking, like, oh, this is so awful and boring, and not, just shit, man. Because it's like I'm watching a 14-year-old, preteen, 14-year-old girl at the mall, just like bitch about her parents or something, right? Now, if you put this season in conjunction with the first season, okay, it raises its value a little bit more, I think. Okay, so it goes from a 1 to, like I say, about a 3.5 to a 4. Okay, and once again, Patsy's the strong point. No, I said in conjunction to the first season.
No. I disagree with you.
Okay.
Only because I think the first season made the second season look bad.
Oh, all right. So
it made it look so bad.
Yeah. Well, okay. I see what you're saying, but I'm still what I'm sticking with is that, all right, with some kind of reference point for the narrative, I think there's more to stand on. That's what I'm saying. Okay. And I totally get what you're saying. You're saying in contrast, it's like fucking night and day. Right? Because the first season is so goddamn good. It's so fucking strong. And this season was just so like, and by the 6th episode, I'm going, this is not going to get any better. I don't know why. I'm almost sorry I committed to this, but I'm sticking it through.
The 6th episode?
Yeah, man. Well, look, dude, I'm patient when it comes to shit. Especially like, we were talking about that Raw, the French movie and shit, those long movies, those older films that kind of, take a while to play out and stuff. So it's like, and I look at, series like that too. It's like I'm willing to give a 13-hour series. I'm willing to give it 5 or 6 hours to see, to get some kind of footing, to it. So
yeah. So okay, so for me, I would say that I give this series a solid 3.
I'm sorry.
3 out of 10.
Read what Jacob Navo just put in the chat. My description. I'm sorry, dude.
Oh.
Oh, please continue. He said I was describing a certain YouTuber.
I know.
Squint, everybody. That's excellent, dude. I'm with you. All right.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. I'm sorry. That just.
It's fine.
That just slapped me. It slapped me like a little girl.
You just to Tim Gersh. All you got to do is click on General VC, and you'll pop in there, and then we'll pull you into the live studio room.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, for me, I gave it a solid 3 out of 10. Like I said, I don't know the backstory. I'm just coming at this as a regular Netflix user. The reason it got a 3 out of 10, I mean, we've been going over that for the past hour, but there was nothing special about it. First of all, I would have given it, I reserve my 1 out of 10s for things I can't actually finish. Like, I legitimately can't finish them.
Right.
But
it's so bad, you just said, man, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Exactly.
I'm out.
So the strongest point of the entire thing for me would still have to be the Purple Man. Even in season 2. The Purple Man, David Tennant, is a great actor. He wasn't given all that much, and he still manages to sound sadistic and crazy and
he owns the he owns the
he owns
the scene. He owns the scene when he's in it too. All right, I'm gonna pull Tim in. All right, All right, and all right, Tim's in the chat with us now, people. And Tim, if you would, click on the microphone, and you will be unmuted, and you'll be able to talk with us. If you can hear me, just let us know that stuff.
Tim, are you there, Tim? he might have to go into his user settings and change the microphone to whatever microphone you're using, because it'll be set to default.
Yeah, and another trick, if you're coming in through the browser, you click on voice video and make sure push to talk is off and voice activity is on, and slide your input sensitivity like I would say a third way from left to right. Okay.
Sorry.
Bless you, sir.
I did not expect that.
Yeah, and uncheck automatically determine input sensitivity. All right, and so that's try to help people. And, and as this stuff keeps on going, I would rather have a moderator, that kind of help people do that. But hey, I'm not embarrassed at all. This is a work in progress, and we're trying to make this thing better every week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I sort of look at this show as like a community thing where people who are really interested in movies and TV series that are on Netflix can just sort of have free access to putting their opinion out there as well. So it doesn't have to be super, we're not pulling a I don't know, like a Markiplier live stream or anything where we're trying to make it super professional. That's a bad example.
Right. We're on our way though. We're on our way to professionalism. We just got to do baby steps here, and and I love it. I'm very happy with. If you contrast what we're doing today with what we did the first day, you'll be amazed, Brian. I'm very happy with the progress that we've made. I like working with you. I think we provide a good balance and a nice. I don't know. You've got, we both have these perspectives that are just enough. I think to provide the user, the end user, a more I don't know what I'm looking for, like a varied, more
comprehensive.
Broader,
description of the movie, or
exactly,
movies.
Where we cover the whole horizon instead of just 180 degrees, and I like that. I really like that. I dig working with this guy, people. He's cool. He's cool, and you should sub to his channel. Sub to his channel. Please like and share this channel, this episode, and go and watch everything he's done, and like and share his stuff too.
Yes, do that.
It's good stuff, man. Especially the chocolate covered bacon one. All right, because it's magically, it's guaranteed to magically get your girl to do that butt sex.
That's butt stuff.
The butt loving.
I had a different title for it, but YouTube wouldn't let me put it up.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah.
It's run by fucking I don't know what do they call it? Damn it! It just left my head. Okay,
the Wajikis.
This is called what? Yeah, it's called Irate Prostate Forgets Everything. I was thinking of Puritans.
Yeah. Quakers,
Puritans. Just people that are just not. Sex is bad thing.
Anyway, it looks like Tim Gersh fell back into the general VC.
Well, shucks. Well,
do you want to just wrap it up, maybe? Or?
Yeah, I think this would be a good place to go ahead and wrap it up. I think we've squeezed this lemon and all the juice is out. The seeds are gone, and the pulp is useless.
Yeah, but you know what? Holy fuck, was it bitter?
Oh my God, it was horrible.
It was terrible.
It wouldn't even make your tea taste good, dude.
No.
This is really bad. Maybe that's what we ought to do is describe it like fucking food, each thing that we do. Well, Tim is back. You want to yank him in for 5 just to...
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if he's able to talk.
Give me E for effort. All right.
I can't pull him.
All right, Tim, I'm pulling you now. Yeah, I'll explain that later. All right, you there, Tim? If you would, try that. Click on your microphone at the bottom. Next to your name, you'll see the gear, the headphones, and the microphone. Click on that microphone.
Unless he's on the phone. Well, I don't think we're going to be able to get...
All right. Well, Tim, I'm going to go ahead and set you free, my friend. And then we'll come back next week and we'll try it all over again. As a matter of fact, if you want, just hit me up when you see me green light, and I'll pop you in and we'll hang out together and figure this thing out. Okay?
Yeah, we can even get your opinion on Jessica Jones next week too. That's
absolutely. All right, and on that note, what we're going to do is I'll pull this up and we'll go ahead and say that that's another week of hot takes on Netflix with Big Fat Brian and Irate Prostate.
Hot takes.
That's right, hot takes. And this is Irate Prostate saying, next week you're looking at the promo photo for what we're going to be covering next week, and that show will be none other than Tabula Rasa, which is available on Netflix as of yesterday. Actually, I think it went up last night, and it's 9 episodes, so you don't have to rush through it as fast. And I'm not sure if it's foreign or not, so I don't know jack squat about it, but it looks really cool. So it usually describes shit to me that based on my tastes, and I watch nothing but sci-fi and horror. So I've got a feeling that this is going to be in that genre, or if not, it'll be somewhere, where it'll appeal to people that are into that genre. Yeah. You got anything you want to shill, sell, push that's legal?
Well, I don't know if it's legal, but tomorrow night we are having a drunk live stream at 10 p.m. PST. And are you doing the cream stream tomorrow night?
Yes, sir. I sure am. And as a matter of fact, the people that the guests are still tentative, but we're going to keep our fingers crossed. We will have, of course, Ray Savage will be there, Sir Adamantine, and Occam's Razor, as well as myself. And we got 2 other people that hopefully will be impressive. And we will definitely end with sending everybody that's in our stream to your thing. So you're making what? You're baking a cake or what? What are you making this time?
I am making chicken mashed potatoes. And you're just going to have to watch for the recipe because it is sort of intricate, but it's delicious, and there's at least 3 sticks of butter in it.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Good.
It sounds good, man. It sounds good. So it's like you got me intrigued on that. So, so you got anything else coming out?
Well, I've got alcoholic purple drink that I'm making right now. That's going to be a video, hopefully relatively soon. I hope it ferments all the way. And I also have a couple other videos in the works, but nothing cemented right now other than the purple drink one, which is fermenting in my 3rd room. So, yeah, it was an experiment to see if I could actually ferment Kool-Aid, and it's working, surprisingly enough.
With jelly beans, right?
Yeah, I put jelly beans in there as a form of solid sugar, so that it would they would have some nutrition over time. That way, it wouldn't just fizz out in the first day. There's also 8 pounds of sugar in it.
Yeah. What about you? You putting yeast or anything in? What?
Well, yeah. To ferment, I used
good
cider yeast.
Nifty. That sounds good, man. But you know, if I have problems that happen to me when I drink, so I don't. I break out in handcuffs, like I said.
Yeah, man. That's a horrible case of handcuffs.
that's bad. It's a bad allergy. But with that amount of Irate Prostate, I will be doing, in addition to the cream stream on Friday night, Saturday, of course, drinks with friends with Sir Adamantine again. And Saturday night at 10 Central, it'll be Chaos 120 with Weibo and Six and Scooby and company. And then, of course, around the next week, it'll be Chaos 120. I may be doing a couple things. I might be doing something with Ray Savage tonight, and I may be doing something with her on Tuesday. Just I'll pop shit on my Twitter, and if you're on my Discord, I'll keep you guys up to date. With anything else, you got anything else to say, my friend?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, and on that note, this is Irate Prostate. Keeping kicking that patriarchy's asshole one dickwad at a time, and we'll see you when we see you again. Irate Prostate out, and
Thug life.
Bye bye.